Okay. It's not too bad, is it? Hi, John, Melanie, Dina, let me see, Waleska. All except for one. But yeah, most of the bears should be asleep. All right, well, I'm going to have some bourbon here, so if that's an issue for you, look the other way. If it's not an issue for you, join me on this cold winter night out in the woods. You guys got any good ghost stories? Well, you know, you guys know that I believe in God, so I believe in spirits. I do believe in the spirit world. I don't specifically believe in ghosts, though. Oh, thank you, Melanie. And very smart. Well, it depends on the day. I was just telling somebody earlier today that my ability to sing, my ability to play the guitar, my ability to speak in English or Spanish, or in Pig Latin, or speak at all for that matter, depends really on the day. You know, good days and bad days. Well, it's true. You guys know what that's like. Some days the brain seems to work and other times it don't. Writing is like that for me too. You know, I have good intentions to sit down and write a wonderful article, and sometimes I just can't pull it all together. Other times it just kind of flows out of me like it was meant to be. Well, you know, let me say something about Helen, what you just said about you never heard anybody be so honest before. Every once in a while, a person will say to me, you know, you're just so courageous. You're just so courageous for the things you talk about. You know, courage is when you're scared to death and you do something. Or when you're ashamed of something and you say it anyway, right? Nothing I talk about, there's no reason for anything I talk about for me to be ashamed about any of that stuff. So it's not really courage, because courage would imply that it's embarrassing or it's shameful. And so when I share the things I do, that's just not the perspective I'm coming from. I don't come from the perspective that the things I talk about are shameful or embarrassing. So it's not really a courage thing. It's just you know, why not talk about it? It's like, you're courageous for talking about the weather. Why does that take courage if there's nothing shameful about talking about the weather? Here's the problem with what you just said, Helen. Shame, by its very definition, is feeling bad about oneself. And it's really insidious shame, because it makes us believe we feel bad about something we've done, when really we feel bad about ourselves. So shame is very tricky. People should never feel shameful about themselves. We should recognize that some of the things we do are shameful, right? What does shameful mean? It just means that it's devoid of value. So it's impossible, well, let's say, first of all, it's impossible for us to be shameful, and it's never constructive for us to feel shameful. It is constructive to recognize that some of the things we do are shameful, but that's not feeling shame ourselves. That's just recognizing that those things are shameful, devoid of value.
Orange Slices are brief highlights from the Last Symptom podcast. Subscribe to full audio episodes of the show on any major podcast platforms such as Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon Music, and more. While I've got you chewing on that, like this video, pretty please. Might as well press subscribe while you're at it. I bet you a nickel you know somebody who's overdue for hearing some of these things, so go on, forward this video to them.